And we've been joined live in the studio by so-called friend of the show, Glenn Robbins.
Lovely to be here. Do I bring quality topics to this show or what? Because, this is what this show... No, that doesn't need it, but I'm always happy to be here.
Anything you want to tell me? Anything you think you should tell me off the bat that you want to get off your chest, that you think you need to come clean on?
Getting a vibe.
Oh, you are getting the vibe, and you're reading the room correctly. You've been doing a bit of radio, I understand. You were down on a very good radio show in Melbourne, 3AW Breakfast. Ross and what's his name?
I know where you're heading, and I was going to ring you, but you never pick up your phone. You don't.
You didn't call me. You didn't ask permission, but you went on radio.
Can I say
the most popular breakfast radio show in Melbourne, and you told this story.
Mick Molloy, on the way home, had a fairly healthy evening, ran out of money, slept in Captain Cook's cottage. Thanks for me telling that story. My apologies, Mick.
I do mind you telling that story, and I'll tell you why.
It's a good story. It's a good story. It makes you look like an interesting character, man of the world who does exciting things. You're not boring, but I do apologise, and I was going to call you. Seriously, I was going to call you, but you don't pick up. And then, but
you know how I found out?
How?
My mum listens to that show. My mum loves 3AW breakfast, and she goes, "Oh, Michael, once again, no, that's not funny." And so that's what I found out. So thanks a lot. Thanks for the heads up.
You're very quick to bring up stuff about me. You told that story about me breaking into a fan backstage, and you told the story. What other stories?
I'll tell you what. How would you feel if I posted that picture of you naked on the bed on our golf trip with a daffodil up your bottom?
It was a frangipani. How many times did you say it? It was in Fiji. It was a frangipani. Mick Molloy and I were having a to and fro texting, and Mick is pretty much on the front foot. My only trump card was to send a flower with me naked on a bed with a frangipani in the cheeks of my ass. I said, "Cop that, mate." And then I sent it, and I went, "What am I doing?"
Yeah, well, I have it. And if you want to see it, go to... No.
Yes.
Well, see, but imagine if I just...
So what do we do? How do we work? How do we do? Do we just go free game? Is it free game, or do we have to announce anyway? What do you want to do?
Well, what I want to say to you is that, and by the way, for anyone who's wondering, yes, Captain Cook's cottage is in a park,
yes,
in the Fitzroy Gardens in Melbourne, and
it's a historic site, obviously.
It came from Plymouth, and they took it apart brick by brick, and they reassembled it in the park. I was coming home late and drunk, and needed a place to crash, so I crashed in Captain Cook's cottage.
Did you really?
I swear to God I did. And I had to get up because I could hear, like it's a tourist attraction. I woke up and the sun was coming in.
Would you say keep the noise down?
And I could hear people starting to mill around out the front. So I've had to grab my stuff and do a dandy, which is...
How many stars?
Not the first time I've gone out the window of a house.
How many stars would you give it? But
it's not great. It's like, as an Airbnb, is not... I'll tell you why, because it's tiny and like my ankles were over the edge of the bed. I don't know. They must have been... Captain Cook must have... Give me a height on Captain Cook, please. I'm going to say about 5'8". Or people in those days, the roofs are low, the windows are small for insulation and heating, but the bed was very, very tiny. Like if you and I slept there together, we'd have to spoon.
Well, we have shared a room. I know what you're up to in the room, but anyway,
we have shared a room.
Yeah, I don't know what to talk about now because
where have you slept? Where's the worst? Where have you ever woken up in? Or
you want it to be romantic? I've slept on the beach in Tahiti with there's a famous magazine with it. Playboy.
No, Playboy, right. Yeah.
I slept on the beach in Tahiti with
a Playboy model.
You said it.
Oh!
Wow. Yeah, but is it true?
That's fantastic.
She didn't know. Okay, she didn't know. Now I regret telling that story. That's going to get out.
I'm not going to pry, but give me a month. Is it Miss June? It's August.
I must admit,
where were you on holidays? I'm going to say school holidays. I'm going to say
my brother used to have Playboy magazines underneath the house, and I went through those magazines very hard, but I don't know whether it was true or not.
That's how I used to know it was tax time. Every time I'd see Miss July, I go, "Oh, must have put my tax in." Hold that. Hold that thought. Captain Cook, over 6 foot, that's bullshit. Get that fact checked, is what I'm hearing. When we come back, we're going to ask everyone, where have you woken up?
Yeah,
where
good
have you
work.
slept?
Yeah,
Let's do it. MG, where have you slept? That's
Many years ago, I woke up on a bench at Bathurst train station. I don't know how I got there.
That's good.
Massive night out. Ended up at Bathurst.
How you Bathurst? How long did that take? That's a long trip.
It's about. Don't know.
Of course.
You're about the only bloke I know who could sleep on a train station and still be safe. Us, we'd be robbed and set on fire.
Friendly people in
That's
Bathurst.
MG. Leave him alone. Kat, what about you?
Probably the most interesting, a karaoke booth in South Korea, and they were so polite. They didn't want to wake me up. I still had my hand wrapped around the microphone.
Oh, bless you.
Everyone had left.
What were you singing?
Okay, do you remember the last song?
Yeah,
you
that's
sang?
it. That's
What
what
was
I-
the song
yeah.
that put you to
Yeah.
sleep?
I think it was Vanilla Ice, Baby. I just gave it a
stuff.
red hot crack.
You've done us all very proud, representing Australia overseas. What this will be interesting. Tash, this will be the most unusual place you've woken up. What, on the other side of the bed? Do you have anything to contribute?
Oh, yeah, come on.
Yes, I was on a plane flight as a 21, I think I was, on a plane flight back from Darwin to Sydney, and I was chatting to this guy. I remember chatting to him, and then I woke up on his shoulder, and I dribbled all over his shoulder.
And that man is now your husband.
Yes.
Ah,
Morning, Glenn.
Well, Mick Molloy did that to me once, but he didn't dribble all over me. He did something else.
Oh, what do you mean?
No, I'm making that up. I'm trying to be funny.
Tash, while we got here, we were talking earlier about your present cupboard, and I'm telling Glenn now
Yep.
that Tash has a present cupboard. We're talking about Father's Day, and she has, in case of emergency, a present on standby. For me, I said, okay, what's in there that I'd be interested? She goes, Negroni candle.
Which I think is
Off the bat.
insane. But
That's
is that
genius.
there just for Mick? Or is that there for
anyone.
people who have a problem with alcohol who need a present?
Second one. Got a lot in my family. No kidding.
What else have you got there? Well, what would you have for Glenn? Okay, Glenn's turning up, and you go,
Remember,
oh,
I'm-
jeez, I didn't know it was his birthday.
I'm a sensitive guy. I like nice things. I like frangipani, the scent of frangipani.
Frangipani, yeah. A vase, that's what you can get him. A vase. So,
Now, what would I get? What would I get?
Frangipani scented candle along with a
Oh my
little
God.
6-pack of golf balls. Because I know you love your golf.
oh, he's got a 6-pack of gold.
Yeah. You've nailed it. I'm coming to your place just to get that. That'd be fantastic.
Maybe you could get the frangipani candle and light your farts with it. And that way you can remove the frangipani from your butt cheeks. Did you hear that story, Tosh?
No, I didn't.
I've got a photo. I'll send it to you of Glenn naked with a frangipani between his butt cheeks.
Oh,
Put on social.
And you know what? When you explain that, it sounds gross, but when you see it, you go,
beautiful.
that is a beautiful
Ooh.
thing.
MG,
Yep.
Sydney Central to Bathurst takes 3.5 hours.
That's right.
So you've gone on a 3.5 hour train ride, slept the night at Bathurst, and then got the return fare.
back to Penrith.
Good on you, Glenn. Thanks for swinging by today. And what have we learned?
what have we learned?
Ring my mum and tell her.
I will do
you
that. I
apologise.
apologise. But are our stories out of bounds from here on? I think they are.
no.
Just
No,
a question.
Never.
I've made a lot of money out of you over the years.
I love it when you swing by. We'll catch
Go
you
ya,
soon.
Glennie.
Glenn Robbins.
Thanks, guys.